So 05E-60. We have a square, a circle, and an equilateral triangle. It asks for the circle area divided by the square area. So we know that since it's a square, if this is x, then this side also has to be x, right? Now, the height of an equilateral triangle, if you make a 30, 60, 90 triangle here, 60 degrees, the right triangle right there, or right angle right there, I meant, and then x divided by 2, you know that the height is x squared of 3 divided by 2. So if you can do, to figure out what this circle area is, we have to figure out what the radius is, right? Which the radius is this whole length, x, minus this length right here, x squared of 3 over 2. So, and then you would have to divide it by 2 again to get the radius. So x minus x squared of 3 over 2, that right there is this length, and then divided by 2. And now we have the radius squared times pi. All right. You could also, we could also take an x out. We could take an x out of here. You still have it squared, but we'll worry about that in a second. And then we just have to divide it by the square area. The square area is just x squared. X squared. So right here, I am going to take an x out actually. So you could actually take an x squared out of that equation. So if you separate it, you can take you can do x out here. Then you have 1 minus the, let me write this down. 1 minus the square root of 3 over 2. All that over 2 again. Squared times pi divided by x squared. And you can cancel out the x squareds, and you're left with just 1 minus the square root of 3 over 2, all that over 2. And then you have to square that and multiply it by pi. All right, let's see if we're right. We have, I'm going to start with the parenthesis. Then we have a fraction 1 minus, I'm just going to write it like this for simplicity. Then all over 2, and then you square it and multiply it by pi. 0.0141. That is our correct answer. All right, 0.0141. Awesome. We solved every problem on this page, and I think we did pretty well on each of them. Maybe a couple missteps here and there, but all in all, say we were pretty productive. Thank you all for sticking around to the end. If you did, I know, again, my handwriting's pretty poor. I'm going to work on it. I'm thinking I'm getting better. I'm getting more used to this now. And with the future videos I'll make, hopefully it'll be almost indistinguishable to my normal handwriting. So, which again is pretty poor. I'm not going to lie. I'm not the nicest, but we can at least try. All right. Well, I will see y'all later. And thank you again for watching until the end. Y'all take care.